The following is a Stars and Strikes doubles rebroadcast featuring some of our most memorable programs.
Stars and Strikes doubles. Stars and Strikes doubles is sponsored in part by Somerville Lumber. Stars and Strikes doubles is produced in conjunction with the New Hampshire Candlepin Bowling Association. And now your hosts, Doug Brown and Dan Murphy.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Wins. Now for Stars and Strikes doubles. It's week 2, of course, of our final regular season series as we look for our final team to qualify for the Stars and Strikes doubles Tournament of Champions. Welcome. I'm Doug Brown along with Dan Murphy, and last week an exciting comeback win for our 5th-seeded team, Bill Hart and Mark Arnold, and now they try to make it 2 in a row.
I just kept plugging along, and the final score was what was indicative of the win, but it was a tough match for them, and they just hung with it and came out on top.
Each making their first appearance on the show. They made it a successful one. We'll see if they can make it 2 in a row. Let's meet our 2 teams for this week's program. First of all, the guys we were just talking about, our number 5-seeded team, coming off a win last week from Pepperell, Mass, Bill Hart, and his partner from Dover, New Hampshire, Mark Arnold.
Okay, Billy Hart averaging 128, 666 for a roll-off score. Mark Arnold at 121 and 661.
And, of course, last week with the come-from-behind win, they scored a 347 to 330 victory over the team of Ed Markey and Al Harwood. So now they move up the ladder and face our number 3-seeded team from Newport, New Hampshire, Larry Valcourt, and his partner from Pelham, New Hampshire, Ed Joralmon.
Okay, Larry, no stranger to the show. He averages 125. His roll-off score 676, and Ed is at 120 and 672, first time with us.
And, of course, prize money on the line, as always, as well as a spot in the semifinals, which, of course, will be coming up next week. We're now only 3 weeks away from the beginning of the Stars and Strikes Tournaments of Champions, both in singles and in doubles. We'll be telling you more about those a little bit later on in the hour. And we've got 3 strings coming up right after these messages come up. Don't go away. All right, before we start this match, let's take a look at the bowlers involved in this series. Last week, as I mentioned, Bill Hart and Mark Arnold with their win over Ed Markey and Al Harwood. They advance now to face the number 3-seeded team, Larry Valcourt, Ed Joralmon. The winners today move on to face our number 2-seeded team, Paul Berger and Reggie Deline. And the number 1 seeds, Norm Bork and Bruno DeFeo, will be here in 2 weeks to try and defend that number 1 spot. But lots to happen before then. And first to the line today will be Bill Hart for the team of Hart and Arnold.
You got to have heart. I'm surprised we didn't say that last week, right?
And Bill had to have a couple of marks.
That's right.
At the end of last week's program, and he got them.
Right where he left off, back on the headpin with that first ball. He was all over it last week, and a great finish, trailing by 5 pins going the last 2 boxes, and was able to come up with a spare strike and a 9 fill on that strike to secure the victory.
And it's a 9 box to start out today. Oh, big first ball that time. Wants that 7 to go.
Got nudged the last minute by a piece of wood, but he's going to be looking at the 6-7. Not much there, except trying to cut the 6-pin over. Don't think that wood in front of the 7 could help.
Did what he had to do, hit the 6-pin. And he'll take it for a 10. 19 for Bill Hart to start the match. And now the veteran Larry Valcourt. Larry making his 11th appearance with us on Stars and Strikes, his 3rd this year.
Wow. Drops 9, leaves just the 4-pin.
Larry, of course, was with us just in the last series here on Stars and Strikes doubles. He was paired with Fred Ranella. They won a match and then lost in the semifinals. Spare for Larry. Larry was also here back in late January and February on the mixed doubles series, partnered with Debbie Regan. They won their first match before being eliminated.
Larry throwing the new urethane bowling ball made by Paramount Industries.
Now let's talk about this a little bit. A lot of the bowlers have been talking about it. We haven't really had a chance to talk about it on the air. What's the difference in these new?
It's a harder material. It's a real hard material. It'll resist those little nicks that things you get from bowling.
Harder but not heavier? Is that the idea?
Right. It's not heavier. Still, it has to be within the legal limits, which is 2 pounds 7 ounces or under. As far as better pin action, well, if you
personal preference, maybe?
talk to the salesman from Paramount Industries, that's what I'll tell you. But I have a set. I use them. I like them. Difference I see is with a new ball, it's usually on a slippery side, a brand new ball. These don't seem to be quite as slick when you first use them, but I like them.
Things getting a little more high-tech in the bowling industry,
Yes.
Very similar to golf, all the different equipment that you can use.
And we all know all those techniques really help us, don't we, Doug?
Yeah, that's for sure. Sometimes the old techniques and the old technology are the best. Being able to
Throw the ball,
being
golf
able
ball.
to not add scores sometimes is the best technique. Mark Arnold with a spare.
I always like that one word, like in golf, like gimme.
Or mulligan.
I can't understand why you didn't let me take that. I was only 70 yards from the hole. That's a gimme. Nice start by Mark Arnold. Right back in the pocket.
Well, Mark's got to be feeling pretty good about things because he did not get off to a good start last week, and he's more than made up for it here. Strike on spare.
Like I said, I've known Mark many, many years. He's a good Candlepin bowler, and he just didn't give his best bowling last week, but he had shades of it, but he was real nervous.
Now making his first appearance with us, the left-hander Ed Joralmon.
Too, like his partner, is throwing the urethane balls.
Must be kind of a team thing.
Yeah. Pretty soon will be as sophisticated as that other game where they throw a rubber ball and then a urethane ball. One ball for Tuesday, another one for Wednesday. 27 through 3 boxes for Valcourt Joralmon.
Ed Joralmon from Pelham, New Hampshire. Lives there with his wife, Gloria. Ed works for the Raytheon Company and is a regular right here at the Londonderry Bowling Center. So home lane advantage for Ed.
1, 2, 4, and 9. Although to counteract that is Bill Hart on the other team. It's home lanes he does a lot of bowling right here at the Londonderry Bowling Center.
And an 8-box for Ed. So the early lead for Hart and Arnold as we have completed the first rotation. A reminder, 3 weeks from today begins the 5-week-long Stars and Strikes Tournament of Champions. Of course, there'll be 2 of them. One for singles, which will be our 5th annual, and one for doubles. It'll be our 2nd annual. Hard to believe this will be 5 of them for singles. Spare for Bill Hart on strike.
It's 3 marks in a row, and they're jumping by the 10s. It's 19 after 2 now, 69 in a ball in the 5th. That time lofted a little further out in the lane, didn't give it time to break back. It's a 5 fill on the spare, and a 74 half. 4 horsemen left plus the 9. Not this time.
And Bill turned away, as you saw. He knew immediately what had happened. Pulling the ball to the left. That time on the head pin for the 10. 84 through 6. A good start for the team with the 3 marks in a row. Larry Valcourt, Newport, New Hampshire. Wife Terry, daughter Robin. Many of you undoubtedly know, works as the manager of Sunset Lanes in Newport.
He also is looking at 4 horsemen plus the 9-pin.
No. Well, that's what 3 marks in a row can do for you. In the space of 3 boxes, Hart and Arnold go from 1 pin down to 29 pins ahead. Well, Larry pulled that one a little bit to the left.
He almost stumbled right at the point of release with that ball. Wasn't really balanced.
Oh, that was a pretty good looking ball, but no kick over to the 4 and the 7. And the 10 for Larry. Now Mark Arnold, who stepped up his first 2 boxes of this match, threw a spare and then a big bomb of a strike on top of it. On lane 30, he'll have a spare leave again.
3-6-10. Oh, he's got to watch that wood. He wants to try to avoid that if he can. Get the 3-6 clean.
No, kind of a unique way to play it, and he says, I'll take it.
Now see, if he was a veteran on the show, he would just turn around and give us the clenched fist. Like, that's the way I want it. But no, he throws his hands up like, I was really playing the 3-6, but I'll take it. Oh boy.
Wow.
1 in the 8.
2 on the fill.
It's kind of, excuse the pun, disheartening.
Oh, what a shot. How about that for a shot? Almost put his 4th mark up there. That would have been a spectacular.
The difference a week makes, huh? And it's a 10.
106 through 8. And let's take a look at that spare attempt. How about this?
Look at that spinning piece of wood that clears out the 3-6-10.
And it started by almost taking the 7. So with just the 2 fill on that mark, a chance for Ed Joralmon to cut into this 29-pin deficit.
4-7-10. 3 pieces of wood, and you'll want to play the furthest one, or the closest one to him, probably right on the red line. Have the ball, carry him off that for the 10, and the wood take the 4-7. Oh no, he went by it.
Looked like that ball slipped right out of his hand. Mentioned of the 10 bowlers in this series, and there was the shot. Of the 10 bowlers in this series, 4 of them making their first appearance with us. 3 last week, of course. Bill and Mark, who came up with the win. Ed Marquis, who was paired with Al Harwood, and now Ed Joralmon.
Half Worcester left. Just the 2 and the 8 pins are out of there. Oh, good recovery. Great recovery.
Oh, deserves it. Yes. Fine shot for Ed Joralmon.
Great recovery by Ed Joralmon. See him just touching the head pin there, and the 4 and 5 pins were the last 2 to go down for the spare. Second of the team. Billy Hart for his final 2 this game for game number 1. 4 horsemen left.
Ooh, not quite. $115 through 9.
See the benefit of 4 marks, 3 spares and 1 strike for the team of Hart and Arnold.
Well, after a big first half, Hart and Arnold will finish in the 120s for this first game. It'll be a 123, and they leave a bit of an opening for Larry Valcourt, who's got a spare to work on here as he steps up for the final 2.
Trailing by 31, minus this ball.
Oh, big first ball. There it is.
Quickly, there go 10 of them.
Good fill.
Actually 11 with a 9 box. So he just wants to trip the 4-pin out of there for the strike on spare. 95.
Third mark for the team. A little off the head pin that time.
1, 3, 6, and 9 left for Larry.
6 is off the spot a little bit. I don't know if that'll affect this shot at all. We'll see. Oh, will he take the 9-pin? No. But still, the lead will be under 10, it appears, for Hart and Arnold after it was up near 30. 10 box for Larry Valcourt, and the difference is 9 at the end of 1. Hart and Arnold at 123, Valcourt and Joralmon at 114. We're back with the middle game in a minute. Ed Joralmon will start our middle game here on Stars and Strikes Doubles. All the action being brought to you in part by Somerville Lumber, where, of course, you know what you can do when you go to Somerville Lumber. Get it right the first time. Stop by a Somerville Lumber location today. Ed Joralmon with a big 9 drop, looking at the 5-pin. And he's got it for the spare.
Nice smooth left-hander.
It's the 4th mark for the team. 2nd for Ed.
Like another ball just like the last one. He dropped 9, left the 5-pin.
That one doesn't quite bend into the pocket for him. 5 drop on the spare. And how about this leave? The 1, 6, 7, 8, and 10. With wood, but it may take a miracle. Let's see. Not much happening there.
He even sounded ugly when you said it, you know? Oh, he's looking at the 7, 9, 7, 8, 10. Got 2 of them.
24 for the first 2. Mark Arnold will lead off this game for the team of Hart and Arnold. Paul Berger and Reggie Deline await the winners of this match. And our number 1 seeded team, Norm Bork and Bruno DeFeo.
That close to another spare for Mark Arnold. It's everything but the 10-pin.
10 box.
Lead is just 4 now.
Oh, right through the heart. Could have been a spread eagle. Instead, it's the 2, 3, 4, 6. Right through the heart. Sorry. Oh,
look at that.
Oh, what a great shot.
All you have to do is hit him. He hit the 2-pin. It didn't go down.
So it's an 8 box. And that tightens the match up a little bit. Valcourt and Joralmon trailing by 9 coming in.
Keep going, man.
Larry Valcourt.
1, 2, 4, and 10.
Maybe. Ooh, played it on the inside. Looked like he had a shot at it. And of course, Larry's ball breaking the other way. And a $9. Tri-State Megabucks, the presenting sponsor, as always, of Stars and Strikes doubles and all the Candlepin bowling you see here on the Winds. Of course, their premier events of the year coming up in just 3 weeks. Tournament of Champions. Big 9-drop for Larry Valcourt. He'll have the 5-pin. A piece of wood in front. I don't know if that wood is frozen.
No, I don't think it's frozen. I think he's probably just going to drive the ball straight through the wood. Throws real hard. He doesn't want the ball to jump up over the 5.
Got it.
No problem.
Spare in the 4th. Bill Hart steps up. Oh, nice looking ball, and let's see on the 4-pin. No, it'll stay up. That wood is not frozen either. Gonna have to go at the pin, and he gets it.
Very deliberate, throwing a good ball, as I mentioned last week and again this week. Just seems to be no effort at all when he releases the ball.
Well, there are some guys that play this game and there's just no wasted motion, and Bill is one of those. It's a very compact delivery, not a lot of arm swing.
5-10, piece of wood, could carom the ball off the wood into the 10. Yes.
Oh, nice shot. We'll take a break. 2 spares up for Bill Hart and the team of Hart and Arnold, taking the lead in this match after, or rather, maintaining the lead, as they had a 9-pin advantage coming in, now building on it. We'll be back. Looking at Ed Joralmon, and he's about to fill a spare for his team. Pulls it a little bit right. 6 fill.
1, 2, 8, and 9. Gives 49 through 4.
Mention that Paul Berger will be here next week along with his partner Reggie Deline. Paul Berger will be attempting to become the second bowler to qualify for both of the Tournament of Champions. Peter Flynn is already in both.
9 10-pins left for Ed. A couple pieces of wood out in front, and he's going to take a look.
Ball came back to take the 10, but nothing hit the 9-pin. There it is for the $10.
67 through 6.
So now Mark Arnold comes up working on a spare and try and extend the lead for his team.
Similar lead that Ed Joralmon had. 6 fill on the spare.
Oh. And the 9. So the lead right now, 13, halfway through the match. Paul Berger, in fact, is the #1 seed as of the moment for the singles Tournament of Champions with rousing 464 that he threw early in the year.
Squashing down 9 of them is Mark Arnold, and converts the 5-pin for the spare.
Mark number 7 for the team. Larry Valcourt from the Bowling Valcourt family, the Valcourt
sure.
dynasty.
That's for sure.
Dan, of course, his brother, has also been on the show.
And his mom and dad were good bowlers, too.
Is that right?
Yes, very good.
Leon, of course.
Yeah. Irene covers the 6-pin for a mark.
Larry's sister-in-law, Karen, has also been on the program. Needs one more to go. It won't happen. He'll have to shoot at the 8 and the 10.
He's going to have to get that double piece of wood moving. There's another one on the channel, which may help one of these first 2 pieces that come out again for him. Oh, boy.
Nope.
He came up high, was able to split the wood. 1 piece of wood got the 10-pin, but never came close to the 8. .95 through 8.
Bill Hart comes up working on a spare, left by his partner Mark Arnold. Arnold and Hart, the red team. Valcourt and Joralmon, the blue team. 7 drop on the spare.
4-7 left with a 6-pin. Couple pieces of wood in front of the 6. He's going to have to use that. See if he can get things to move from right to left.
It does, but not quite enough. Almost. $10. Let's see what happened on that one. Oh,
Ball came down on the 7-pin and almost tipped it into the 4.
8th box now. Bill Hart, and he'll like that leave a little better. The 5 and the 8. Nothing else on the plate.
Ooh, just sliding by the 5.
And it'll be a 9 box. So things tightening up a little bit. The lead at 11 right now.
3 marks apiece for each team this game. All spares.
Ed Joralmon crosses over and he'll shoot at the triangle, the 2, 4, and 5. That wood inching over, but I don't know if it's going to be a factor in the shot. It isn't, and Ed converts it for the spare.
4th mark for the team this game. All spares. That's how to convert the triangle.
Through the middle a little bit on the fill, but it could have been worse. It's a 6 drop. That's 111 in the 9th.
Looked like Ed really turned that ball over. That ball broke a lot sharper than it has been.
A 120 middle game for Valcourt and Joralmon. 234 is the 2-string total. So Hart and Arnold, barring a disaster here for Mark Arnold, will still have the lead at the end of this game. But the question is, how much will it be?
Right through the middle. 2, 4, 7, 8, and the 3, 6.
Oh my. Mark gets out with a 7.
Lead now just 2 pins. Came in leading by 9, down by 7 in this game.
Just missed the head pin that time, but he will have a spare leave on the 1 and the 3. This will be the difference between a single-digit lead and a double-digit lead. Maybe. There it is, the spare. Van getting a head start. They just love to play so much that. Now the band can play. How about that? Strike on spare for Mark Arnold. We didn't want to miss that. 124 for the team of Hart and Arnold. They extend the lead to 13 after 2 games. 1 more to go here on Stars and Strikes Doubles. Five teams are already safely into the Tri-State Megabucks Doubles Tournament of Champions. Here they are. The 407 was recorded early this season by Gary Carrington and Joe Ashline, and they're the only 400 triple in a championship match so far. Brian Fuller, Steve Vadney, Jack Sanick, Brian McKinley in third right now. Chuck Godzik and Peter Flynn. Paul St. Pierre and Steve Reno know that they're going to be in that first match, but they just don't know for sure who their opponents will be yet. We'll know in a couple of weeks after this series is over. And then, of course, in 3 weeks, we will move into that Tournament of Champions with the first of 5 weeks of competition with extra prize money and all kinds of excitement. And we hope you'll be able to be with us for all of that. Third game, another good match going. Bill Hart leads it off.
Wow. 4 and 10. Nothing touched either one of those pins, and that was a pretty good looking ball in the 1-3 pocket. Let's see where the wood settles down. You want it to stop right about now.
That may roll all the way off now. Let's see. No. Looked like it had some momentum, but now it's stopped in a maybe a good spot. Let's see.
Grab the 4-pin. After that, needs some help.
Ooh. Trying to kick the 4-pin into the wood. Tries it again. No, he just was going right after the 4-pin that time. Wanted to make sure of the 1. Probably a good idea, the way this match is going.
Someone once told me your second ball is the gambling ball. And then third ball, get as many pins as you can. The easiest way. Another ball right in the pocket. 6-pin.
No gamble here.
No.
Just go right at it.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Too far right.
I'm going to put a little star next to that one if you're scoring at home. $10 for Bill, and I think we thought that even hitting it where he did that he would carry it, but that's what happens when the wood is not frozen against the pin.
Turned right away from the 6-pin around it. Could be a critical miss. Let's see. One you expect to get. I think that's the one. We all miss them, but that type you don't expect to. Half wish to right for Larry Valcourt. Trailing by 13.
Just missed the head pin. Oh, no. Well, we talked about getting as many as you can. It appeared that Larry was trying to get the 2 in the corner, but I wonder if maybe he kind of changed his mind in the middle of the backswing. That's what sometimes happens.
I have done that many times. Changed my mind halfway through, and boy, that upset me when I do that. Make up your mind. Pretty tough to shoot one side of the lane and halfway through the approach said, well, I'm going to go left instead of right. 1, 2, 8 left for Larry. Can't capitalize on the 2 open frames. And in fact, is going to lose a few more.
Nice 10 on the 1 and the 8.
The lead is 16 now.
Mark Arnold on the head pin, but shooting at the 5, 6, and 10, and we'll see what that wood does. Shot like this, probably you want to go for the wood.
Yeah, you have to go for the wood. Got a good shot at the 6-10. The 5 is going to be the problem. Oh, it's high in the wood.
Oh,
Great shot.
Sir.
Fantastic. Very difficult shot to convert. Had to be high enough on the wood to grab the 5 pin, but still keep the wood in play for the 6 and 10.
Nicely done. Mark number 10 for the team. They had 10 marks last week in their win, and that time the payback, as Mark goes right through the middle for a 3 fill.
Just the 1, 5, and 9. Spread eagle plus the 8 pin left for him. Oh,
Watch
boy.
out. Oh, here's a test of your theory. Get as many as you can.
All right. And he does.
Oh, nice
Pretty
out.
good.
$8. 40 through 4. Remember, they led by 13 coming in, so another opening here, really. Only 21 pins in those 2 boxes for Mark Arnold. So Ed Joralmon steps up.
Ed's going to have a shot at the 4 pin, 2 pin rather, for a spare.
Oh, slid by.
Ed has a habit. See the rocking with that arm. The arm is constantly moving before he starts, and he has to be very careful because his arm is not starting in the same position when he takes that first step every time. And that'll certainly have a bearing on your timing when you release the ball.
Takes a couple of extra pins. He's left with the 1 and the 8 this time. Well, Larry Valcourt just converted this a moment ago for a 10 box, but it is not an easy shot. Let's see. Nope. The head pin for a 10 for Ed. 6 boxes to go in this match. The lead now 17 for Bill Hart and Mark Arnold. We'll be back. Stars and Strikes doubles continues in a minute. Six boxes to go. Unlike last week, Bill Hart and Mark Arnold are in the lead at this point. They had to come from behind late a week ago. See how they are running in front this time.
2, 4, 7 left, 6, 10 right, no wood. I'm trying to split the 2 and the 4. Gave it a good ride. Yeah, they remember last week they were down by 21 after string number 1 and kept fighting their way back and finally were able to squeak out the victory. Look at this 10.
Oh my. Oh my.
So they know you can't really sit on a lead. You got to go out and protect it.
That could be a big 10 box.
Plays just the 6-10. One of the pins comes rolling over for the 7 and then back for the 2 pin.
Here comes again.
He wants that one up. Kind of like the looks of this. Head pin, piece of wood next to it. Looks like the angle's toward the 10 pin. 9 pin could be the problem.
You got it. And a 9.
Two open frames.
Yep, another opening for this time Larry Valcourt as he steps up for the team of Valcourt and Joralmon.
And they're only 2 marks away, 17 pins.
And they've got to be a little frustrated in this game because they've had the opportunities, but they have not been able to take advantage to this point. Well, Larry was off the head pin, but that's not too bad.
No, not at all. 1, 2, and 7. very makeable spare. And getting to the point where it's not a must, but they're starting to run out of frames.
Went by it and almost got it on the backside.
Well, he needs this to keep it at 17.
Does. And he crosses over to lane 29, opposite that 9 box. Nice mix that time, and he'll shoot at the 10. We'll have to check on that piece of wood, perhaps. We'll see where it rolls.
Well, he wants that out of there.
On that last twist, I don't know. It's going to be close.
Real close.
I think it's in play, though. That's my guess.
My guess is going to be out by just a quarter of an inch. Oh, no, you're right. Jeez, I got to buy dinner again.
It's good, but the good news, I mean, the wood is good, but the good news for Larry is it's really not a factor in the shot. Now, the question is, what about that wood on the 10-pin? Can he get that? Yes.
Well,
very delicate shot.
Sets the stage. Lead now 16, and they'll be able to reduce that into single numbers, you would think, with the fill. Now Mark Arnold for his final 2 boxes of the day.
He's on the head pin. He's been sharp today.
2, 4, 6, 10. Not an easy spare leave.
He'll need to be sharp to make this one close.
Ooh, just sliding by the 2. You don't want to leave too many pins standing, give him the opportunity of catching you with 1 mark.
Only been 1 mark in this game for each team, as you see. Pitcher's duel here in game 3. Oh, nice ball there.
You know, you just think it was a matter of time because he's been all over the head pin, going through the middle. This time, turned the ball over, was able to cross over in the 1-2 pocket for the strike. A big mark.
Second strike for the team, both of them by Mark Arnold.
Yeah, that was a big ball for Ed Joralmon.
Oh, how about it?
Cashes in. Well, he just missed this pin for a spare earlier. Almost a must. He's right on it.
Yes.
Big mark.
2 in a row.
That reduces the lead to 6. They can take the lead, if not temporarily, with anything more than a 6.
Oh, another match going right down to the final boxes.
Got to hurry with this one. Oh, boy. Just 2.
That's the first bad news. The other bad news is that they're opposite a strike. Oh, did he do it? That close to a spare.
Well, the lead is going to be just 4 if you can pick this pin up.
There it is. 87 through 8, but they're opposite that strike.
Billy Hart's thinking, you know, anything over 6, I'm putting it into double figures, which would cause Larry to double mark. If I can put another mark up, that much more pressure.
No. Bill Hart, for the second week in a row, final 2 boxes, has to post a score. Of course, he has the lead this time, unlike last week.
1, 3, 6, 8. Another ball coming on the fill on the strike.
Nice try. That leaves the lead at 13 heading into the final 2. And, of course, the open frame here in the 9th. And now he'll have 1 more shot to put a mark up in the 10th. Now, a mark in the 10th would put Larry Valcourt in a double strike situation. Probably.
Yeah, depending on the fill. You're absolutely right.
Nice looking first ball for Bill Hart.
That ball made Larry Valcourt get at least 2 marks.
For the spare. Big mark in the 10th. Mark number 12 for the team. They're at 353 plus a ball. On the head pin again, this time for 6. A 112 final game. 359 for the team of Hart and Arnold. 12 pins better than they did last week. So Larry Valcourt now needs a 126 to win this thing. So he's got to have 39 pins. He can do it with
2 big marks.
With 2 big marks. He doesn't need the double strike. Of course, he will need a double strike if he doesn't mark here in the 9th, and this will not be easy.
4 horsemen plus the 9. 1, 2, 4, 7.
Let's see. Nope. Now it's a double strike situation.
Yeah, let's get a couple of these too. Make sure he's.
How about all 3? So it comes down, as it did last week, to this. The final frame, and Larry Valcourt must throw a double strike in order to have a chance. He's actually going to have to throw a double strike and a 9 on top of it.
That's why those last few pins were important. At least to keep him mathematically in it. Wow, that close to a strike.
Wow, that could have made it interesting.
2 in a row.
Bill Hart and Mark Arnold have won their 2nd straight, and they'll be moving into the semifinals next week. 2 newcomers winning 2 matches in a row. I'll tell you more about that in a little while. The 9 box for Larry Valcourt, a 106 and a 340 for Larry Valcourt and Ed Joralmon. They fall to Bill Hart and Mark Arnold, their 2nd straight win. We'll be back to talk to both teams and set you up for next week right after these words. Back at the Londonderry Bowling Center, week 2 in the books now with a 2-time winning team now. Bill Hart and Mark Arnold have made it 2 in a row. Let's first of all present the checks and talk to the runners-up. Larry Valcourt and Ed Joralmon, come on up. This round of applause for you. And checks for you as well, as you'll split 4th place prize money, $200. And Ed, your first appearance here, congratulations. Didn't turn out the way you wanted, I'm sure, but still it's good to get that first appearance done, I think.
A little bit of nerves out there on the first frame, and settled in the second one, but we just couldn't get nothing going.
Yeah, it seemed like you had some shots available, and then sometimes the pins just didn't drop for you.
You got to be consistent. Missing the head pin on the first ball, that's not the way you're supposed to do it. So, hey, another time.
All right, well, we look forward to seeing you both back real soon. Congratulations for getting here. Yeah, you waited this long, so all right, thanks very much. Take care. Let's call up our 2-time winners now, Bill Hart and Mark Arnold. Come on up, guys. 2 wins in a row. It hasn't happened very often, as we've talked a lot this season. Congratulations, guys. Well, I guess you decided you'd help out your partner a little this week, and you took a little bit of the burden this time.
Yeah, I decided to show up this week. I'm an old pro at this now. More relaxed.
Well, that's a good team then, I suppose. When one guy does it one week, then as long as you have one guy hot, that's probably all that counts.
I told him I'd take him out back and beat him since.
Now, some teams, obviously, some teams, when you look at them on paper, they look like pretty good teams, and it's always interesting to kind of look ahead and see what's coming up. Our number 2 seeded team, Paul Berger and Reggie Deline. Of course, Paul Berger has dominated the Tournament of Champions over the years, and now he's going to try and get into this event as well. Pretty tough challenge next week, I think.
Yeah, we both have to be on this match. There's no getting off of this.
Well, you're taking turns the last 2 weeks, so next week, if you're both on, you should be...
Yeah, we combine the next one. We should do all right.
All right, that'll be the semifinals next week. We're looking forward to it, guys. Thanks very much. Congratulations. And here's the way it sets up for next week, then. As we move into semifinal week on our final series of the regular season, it'll be Bill Hart and Mark Arnold going for win number 3 in a row. They will face our number 2 seeded team, Paul Berger and Reggie Deline. That should be a good one, the way these guys are going.
They're bowling well, but it doesn't get any easier with those 2 people coming in.
That's true. Don't forget, it all starts semifinal week next Sunday at 12 noon here on The Winds. Semifinals of singles, followed by back here at the Londonderry Bowling Center for the double show. Until then, have a good week, everybody. For my partner Dan Murphy and the whole Winds sports crew, I'm Doug Brown. So long.